Hi students, today I'm in continuation of my videos. Today I'll be taking up your chapter of political science and your CBSE class 10, that is your federalism, and this is your lecture 1 of that. In this one we'll be looking at the definition of federalism. Secondly, we'll be looking at the features of federalism. We'll be looking at the differentiation between a federal and a unitary form of a government. Let's see what these are basically. When we talk about your federalism is when power is divided between center and state government. This one you have seen in your previous chapter as the vertical form of government also. What was there in vertical form? When the power was divided between center and the state, and your third form of government, or say the third level, this may exist or this may not exist. So it totally not very much compulsory. What is compulsory? That at least two levels of the government will be there, and in any country where two levels of the government will be divided or will exist, so this will be your federal form of a government. In federal form of a government, your central government is more powerful as your state government, but state government has its own power, central government has its own power. State government is not the subordinate to the central government. When we talk about your the opposite of federalism, so that is unitary. Unitary means one, where only one level of government exists. It's not very much compulsory that your central government only exists. There can be state government, but state government won't be having any of its power. They won't be having any power. All the power will be vested with the central government, and central government can dictate the state government to work as they want, or whatever rules and regulations what they want to get implemented. Just opposite to your federal system of government. Example of this one can be your China. Example of this one best you can understand in context with the India. Let's see, the same thing we'll be talking about. It was in a nutshell. I'll be discussing about your definition. What I told you, it has at least two levels of the government. So here also I have written the same thing. It has two sets or two levels of the government. One at the regional level, that is known as provinces, or it's known as states also, or provincial government or the state government. The other one is your national level government, that is for the entire country. So two levels, your center and the state. Second one is, if we talk about the two set of identities are there for the people, that people belong to the region also as well as for the country. Like if we talk about our state just now, or our condition just now, we are belonging to your Uttar Pradesh also, and we are part of whole of India. So generally people have two identities, that each region has a separate system of government, and they have distinct power and responsibilities. It's very clear that I told you in the previous page or previous slide that your state government has its own power. The third point, if you talk about, there are different terms of government, that it has own terms means you can understand that how long the government is going to exist. Next one is jurisdiction in matter of legislation. Legislation means your lawmaking body. Lawmaking, this one also you have seen. We have talked about your union list, state list. In union list, your central government has the power to make rules and regulations, and in your state list, the subjects which are there, only your state government can make rules and regulations or laws, or they are having their matters of legislation also. Taxation also is very much clear. Central government can take their own taxes and state government can take their own taxes. They have their own administration, the central, regional and the local level. Next one is, we talk about there are no fundamental provisions of the constitution can change at any level randomly. Means if any changes to be made in the constitution, no level means whether it's your center, whether it's your state or your local government, they randomly cannot change around anything. They had to take in consultation with a lot of things, and they have to follow a certain procedure that we'll be looking in further. What procedure has to be taken to change any kind of rules or any kind of regulations. Your changes require the consent of both the levels of government. Next thing, if we talk about an independent judiciary, that is also very important. Independent judiciary prevents conflicts between the center and the state government. That is very true. We have seen the cases between the central government and the state government. Like if you talk about your the case between two states are also there. If you talk about your the cases between the people and the states are also there. Same with the cases between the state and the central government can also exist. Next one, if you talk about the sources of revenue, means how the government can procure their taxes. Like if you talk about center, they basically take income tax. If we talk about state, they are having their own revenues. Like if you talk about SGST, they are having CGST. If you talk about your local government, they are taking your house tax. And there are many. There are house tax, there are road tax, there are basically entertainment tax when you go to your any kind of amusement park or you are going to see any of the movies. So those are the local government what they can take taxes. Then the sources of revenue for each level of the government are very clearly specified to ensure the stability in the system. Let's see the second point what we are going to discuss in is your differentiation between your federal and your unitary form of a government. Federal means 2, unitary means 1. So means a country which is having at least 2 levels of the government, it's known as federal country. A country which is having only 1 level of government, so that can be termed as your unitary. I told you in a I have already told you in a nutshell in my first page where I was explaining you what is the difference between the unitary and the federal form of a government. I have classified them here. Let's see. Federal form of government is very clear, the 2 or more levels. Unitary, it has only 1 level. Only 1 level. If there are subunits, I told you that state government can exist, but they are the subordinates to the central government. In this one, federal system, the central government cannot order the state government to do something. Only things which are applicable for the whole country can be applicable, or they can be directed by the central government to the state government. But here the central government can pass orders to the provincial or the local government, provincial or state government also. In some areas the state governments are also termed as your provincial governments. If you talk about third point, state government has its own powers, but here in unitary they are not having any of the powers. They are separately answerable to the people, because if something is happening in the state, obviously in our country, if we talk about, if example of our country, if we talk about, your Yogi ji is basically responsible for the things which is happening in our state. Secondly, if we talk about this one, unitary form of a government, the national government has all the powers, state government does not have. China can be your best example of this one. So let me conclude with this video. I suppose this video is clear. For any query, you can drop me a message in comment section so I can see to those queries. Thank you so much.